Hello class, and welcome to the last video lesson in Unit 3. It's Day 2 review, and please be prepared for your upcoming assessment. Alright, so this is Day 2. Hopefully it's on the back side of your Day 1 handout, or you just print it off the website, that's fine. Okay, so the first thing we'll take a look at are sets. Okay, and sets is where order is not important. And we learned some symbols, ladies and gentlemen. We learned what a set union is. That's an upside U, and that contains elements from A or B, and those are what are inside the circles in the Venn diagram. Okay, and then we learned what was called the intersection, the upside down U, which is like an N. Okay, and a set intersection contains elements from A and B. So that's got to be the overlap. Okay, the next one is number in the sample is the number of elements in the entire sample. We've done that. Don't forget to list that on a tree diagram as well. The next we took a look at the opposite of X, which is X prime, which is written right here. Okay, remember disjoint sets is where they do not share any elements, also called mutually exclusive events. We'll be dealing more with that later on, as well as when you draw your Venn diagram, there's no overlap. Okay, no overlap on that. All right, and then we have subsets, meaning that A is a subset of B. That means circle A will be entirely inside circle B. So maybe you have a big B and then an A inside. So this is B and this is A. It's a subset. Okay, then we took a look at the principle of inclusion when we're counting our situations related to Venn diagrams. Okay, so the number of people that occur in A or B has to be the number of A plus the number of B, subtract the intersection or the set intersection of it. So that's subtract the overlap. So we always have to subtract the overlap in terms of numbers. Okay. All right, moving on. Venn diagrams. Just remember, folks, I would expect, please make sure you've reviewed the lesson that we did, the chemistry, the physics, and the bio, because we're going to have a similar example to that, hint, hint. So make sure you know how to do that and where to start in the middle and deal with your overlaps. Okay, so just remember that overlap is intersection and union is inside the circles. Okay, and it says always start in the middle, and that's the highest number of overlaps, then work your way out. Perfect. Okay, the last major topic we took a look at in this unit was combinations. And we realized that order isn't important, so we just want to select 3 people as opposed to selecting a president first, a treasurer second, and a secretary third. Okay, and this relates to Pascal's triangle, where order is not important. Okay, all right, so number of combinations equals the number of permutations over the number of permutations of the object selected. Okay, so we're using N choose R, okay, and again use that button on your calculator. Okay, so here is your general formula of how to do it, or just plug in your calculator. If I asked you to simplify, make sure you know how to use that formula. Please make sure, I know that you've been using the formulas in our lesson, please make sure you're familiar with the formula sheet, where to find each formula. I think if you flip one page over to the other, I could be wrong, if you flip one page over, let me just double check, I got a formula sheet right here. So, organized counting permutations is on the front side, and then when you flip to the back side, you'll see combinations. So just remember, front side, that's permutations, and don't forget with permutations that order is important. When you flip to the back side, that's where order is not important on the combinations. All right. Okay. And make sure you know that I'm going to give you that formula sheet for your unit test, and you can bring in a clean copy of a Pascal's triangle with nothing else written on it. Either your own or one printed off is fine. All right, keep moving on here with combinations. We have combinations with restrictions. Make sure you take a look at when you have an AND situation. When you have an AND, you multiply. An OR, you add. This is when you usually have more than one. You have cases, right? One case, two case. Okay. Counting subsets, ladies and gentlemen. Remember when we do subsets that R is not fixed. So that's not specific on how many to select. So R is not fixed. So you could pick zero members, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you include the null set, it's 2 to the n. And if no null set is allowed, then you have to just subtract 1. Okay, so if I see the words any combination or some combination, then you use that. If I see at least 1, then I know I've got to exclude the null set. So that's why I subtract 1. Okay, then we take a look at when we have alike items or repeats. Okay, and you're basically adding one more, okay, to the situation. Okay. Awesome. Please read over the is the order important on page 285. It kind of helps you decide which approach to take when we put them all together. And then try these textbook pages, and if you haven't finished the handout from last day, work on that as well. Okay? Have a great day, folks, and please see me for extra help, and please be prepared for your upcoming unit test. Ciao.